Guten Erev, Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Beshalach, Tavshin Ayin Ches, 5778 from Yerushalayim Kodesh. That's it. The Jewish people are free. They're leaving the land of Mitzrayim. We ended off last week's Parsha with the Jewish people leaving Mitzrayim. And this week we start discussing more of the details of the leaving. And the Torah uses a funny lashon. It tells us, "V'chamushim alu Mitzrayim." V'chamushim. What's v'chamushim? We learned by Makas Chayshach Chazal tell us that 4/5 of the Jewish nation who were not lucky enough to leave Mitzrayim, who were not going to be lucky enough, they didn't have the schusim, so they died during Makas Chayshach in order that Hashem wanted they shouldn't be embarrassed. The Mitzrayim shouldn't see it. This is part in Makas Chayshach that happened. Now these were only adult men. What about their children? Where'd their children go? Children are going to die because their fathers weren't zeicher to get out of Mitzrayim? No. Says the pasuk, "V'chamushim alu Mitzrayim." I saw it it's brought down in the Mefarshim that v'chamushim means that each guy walked out with 5 families, his own and 4 of the others from the 4/5. So each family, each father, to calculate how many people left Mitzrayim, take one person, okay? We know 600,000 people between the ages of 20 and 60. But he didn't only have his own family, he had 4 families with him. To give you a rough estimate here. You know, I just heard a beautiful, beautiful vart from Rabbi Ephraim Shapiro, the Rav from Miami, who said b'shem his father, Rabbi Mordechai Shapiro Zatzal. Akasha, the Gemara in Baba Basra, Daf Chaf Aleph, talks about a man who the Gemara tells us we have to be zocher l'toif. We have to remember him for the good, because, says the Gemara, if not for him, Torah would have been lost from Klal Yisrael completely. The Gemara says, who's this man? His name is Rabbi Yehuda ben Gamla. Who was this Rabbi Yehuda ben Gamla? Rabbi Yehuda ben Gamla, says the Gemara, that until the times of Rabbi Yehuda ben Gamla, if a person had a father to teach him Torah, then he was able to learn Torah. But if he didn't have a father to teach him Torah, he wasn't able to learn Torah. He wasn't able to get Mesiras Avosenu, Terasenu Agdosha, until Yehuda ben Gamla came around and built institutions, yeshivas, for these Yisayim to be able to learn Torah. Mordechai Shapiro asks, he says, I don't understand it. If you have 100 kids, and 90 of them are lucky enough to have parents, and their parents teach them Torah, okay, it's beautiful. Torah will flourish. Yeah, unfortunately, there's 10 children, or Yisayim, that don't have a father. And, yeah, okay, they won't be learning, but the other 90 will be able to learn. What does the Gemara mean? That if not for Yehuda ben Gamla, Torah would have been lost. Torah would have been flourishing just fine with the other 90. Says Rabbi Shapiro, no. If you could sit and teach your child Torah, and not think about the other child who doesn't have somebody to teach him, take care of him, then you're not teaching your child Torah, because that's not a real Torah. The real Torah, real authentic Torah, is all inclusive. And that's really what we see v'chamushim alu Mitzrayim as well. Yiddishkeit is all inclusive. Hashem loves each and every one of us, all inclusively, without any exception. No different one from the other. He loves us all of Klal Yisrael, infinitely. And if we love what Hashem loves, He'll love what we love. And that's the story of our Jewish people. Empathetic and sympathetic people. There's three simanim, Simanei Yisrael, Umahu. Beishanim is one of them, but the second, equally as important, is Rachmanim. Rachmanim and Goyim Lechasadim, where the definition of Jewish people, what's a siman? How do you know if a person is Jewish? He's a Rachaman and he's a Goyim Chesed. He's compassionate and he does kindness. Persons like that, you know he's Jewish. And sometimes he can do it and he's embarrassed about telling people about it. By Shanim Rachmanim Goyim Chasadim, Simanei Yisrael Umahu, at the formation of this Ummah, Klal Yisrael, leaving Mitzrayim, on the way to Har Sinai, Umahu, this nation, takes a chrayas. Not just their family, not just another family, but 4 other families. And you have to remember something. Remember there was a bracha in Mitzrayim? That with each birth, there were 6 children born? So you're talking about a guy who maybe had his own, I don't know, let's say he would have had 5 children. So now multiply that by 6, he had 30 children. And then he's taking 4 more families as such. He's walking out with 120 kids. He's taking a chrayas because no one else is going to take a chrayas for these children. That is the Ummah. That is the nation we are lucky to be part of. Thank you so much for listening. Have a Heilig Azisa Shabbos. And as always, any questions, comments, or feedback, you can leave them in the comment section below.